Welcome into hour 2 here of Southeast Sports Plus here on a Thursday. And how about this? Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo, he's teeing off on the NCAA. It feels like he's always got something to say, you know? Right, Simone Eli?
When you're legendary like that, you can. Like, Gerhard.
One of the goats.
Are you implying
that sounded a little too like I wouldn't even have meant that out of my own mouth.
Are you implying that Gerhard's a goat?
Yes, Gerhard is a goat. There's
Gossies.
no question about that. That's goat of all goats. There's no doubt. So what is Tom Izzo upset about, Patrick?
Yeah, so Tom Izzo is upset because there are 2 G League former athletes. So if you don't know what the G League is, it's kind of like the NBA's version of the minor leagues.
It's like a developmental league.
Yeah, the developmental league. The NCAA is allowing 2 players that played in the G League to come to the NCAA if they sit out a year and play in the 26-27 season, which it's like, what are we getting to at this point?
So there's a team that's already recruiting them, or someone they're committed to, or what does that look like?
Yeah, so one athlete here is London Johnson. He's already committed to Louisville, and he spent 3 seasons in the G League.
How old is this guy?
Well, the G League can come right out of high school.
Yeah,
so,
but how old? Still though.
I don't know, but I would just figure 19. I would figure either 19 or 20 years old.
Okay, so he's not.
About the
So
age of the college
he went
guys.
there immediately.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there was a program called G League Ignite, which that was kind of the NBA's gateway to be like, hey, you don't have to play in
Correct.
college.
Correct.
You can play in somewhere else too. But now that's a defunct
Well,
league.
here's what I would say. I mean, I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here, but my point is now they're playing guys, right? So the NCAA is paying guys.
Yes.
That was the holdup before.
That's right.
That would have kept guys from being able to go from the G League to back to playing college ball. And I say back meaning like, hey, you're a professional. Once you took money, you could no longer play college sports.
Correct.
That was the rule.
Right.
Correct.
Now the NCAA, 15 years too late or longer, they're not paying guys. So now we've opened again Pandora's box for allowing all of these things. So who's to say if the reason that these guys couldn't play has now been eliminated, and they have not by the rule of the rule, they have not used any sort of eligibility, right? Which is
Yeah, they haven't.
4 and 5 or
Right.
whatever it is, right?
Right.
So they haven't started their clock. So the NCAA either needs to change their rules because they fit within the rules. Who's to say they can't do it? You're no longer a pro making money. You can't come back because they're paying money, okay? And you haven't started your eligibility clock, then you should be able to play.
Then you should be able to play.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm
Yeah.
saying it's just by the rule. It's the rule allows it, then the rule is the rule.
Well, this is the reason why we're seeing the leaks as far as eligibility goes. We're seeing it as it relates to JUCO, and now we're seeing it as it relates to professional basketball,
Yeah.
because this is not the NBA, and you will never see an NBA guy go back to college. It's ridiculous. But what this is a kind of akin to me to is when a guy plays another sport, let's say he plays baseball for a little bit and comes back to play football. Now, everybody will say, well, he's older. He's 23, 25,
That was the first
27,
thing that I thought, yeah.
29.
Yeah, like
no,
what-
I looked up Thierry Donnie. He is 21. So, I
Okay.
mean, he's about the same age. He's a college age guy. But I think
21.
21, you're a senior?
21.
Senior?
You
Yeah, I was a
should
senior.
be a freshman in your first job.
Yeah.
I mean,
Instead of
like
your first-
you should be.
Instead of if you graduate
Dog,
high school,
at
if you graduate high school at 18 years old, you're
Okay.
19 as a freshman,
At
20 as a
21, I was
sophomore.
accepting my first job. I was in April. I was an April baby, right? April 30th.
So you're late.
So I turned 20. Late,
It's-
nothing. No, it's normal. It's normal. I wasn't late. I was normal.
If you graduate high school at 21 years old, I don't think that's abnormal.
High
Sorry, I mean
College.
college. If you
College,
graduate
yeah,
college
yeah.
at 21 years old, I
Yeah.
don't think it's abnormal.
I don't think it is either. It's not abnormal
Yeah.
to graduate at 21. I think it's abnormal to be going and starting your
Your
college
college, yeah.
clock at 21.
Yeah, so
I
that-
would say he's old. If he was 19, okay. He's not.
Right.
He's 21.
And that's-
he's a grown man.
and-
Go get a job, dog.
and-
Go get a job, dog.
And I think part of the reason why Izzo might be upset,
Because
and
he's a
I haven't
traditionalist.
heard-
Because he's old, too.
he is old. He is a traditionalist. Is that college players have rules that they have to abide by. The NCAA still limits your practice time. It tells you the time you have to be able to go to study hall. If you're in the G League, you can play basketball all day long.
Dude, yeah.
And so you have not been subjected to the same laws, the same rules as college
No
basketball
question.
players.
No
so
question.
if you're playing in the G League for 2 years, you've been a professional athlete for the last 2 years.
Yep.
And I think that kind of gives an unfair advantage. And what kind of Pandora's box are we opening? But like you said, the NCAA has painted themselves in this situation with these eligibility things to come up.
Bubba Thompson. So,
Correct, yes.
Bubba Thompson is a Mobile native, right? So we're based out here in Mobile.
Yeah.
He graduated high school. So let's see how old Bubba Thompson is.
He's unking that
Wow,
locker room now.
something's happening back here. He really is unk. There's no doubt. So he's 27. He's 27 years old.
Yeah.
All right. He went and played how many years in Major League
I think it
Baseball?
said 7.
A lot.
Yeah,
Several
6 or
years.
7.
He graduated high school and went and played Major League Baseball. I mean, literally was with the Rangers, was with the Reds, has come back, and now at South Alabama, he is on the football team.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think there was one of the first conversations that he and I had was exactly what you're talking about. You have to go to school. You have to maintain
Yes.
grades. You have to go
Right.
live in this box of that you didn't have to live in beforehand.
Right.
And I don't think that was an easy transition back into this world of being a student, which he had not been
Yeah.
in several years.
Yeah, Chris Rinke won the Heisman Trophy doing the exact same thing. It's the exact same route that Bubba went.
Yeah.
In the pros for a lot of times playing professional baseball, came back to college, won the Heisman Trophy. And yes, there is, in my opinion, there is some, if a guy wants to go get an education and go play basketball, I'm not against that. I just think that the college space was made for something that we're seeing little by little it's being stripped away from.
Yeah.
It was meant for a developmental space where guys can go in and I hate to use
That's
the old
over.
Nick Saban quotes, but develop as a person and as an athlete.
It's what? School mattered?
Yes.
What school?
Now
What school,
It's not.
Patrick?
It's not school. These are employees. These are employees of the university. Period. It's completely transactional.
Listen, this was the NCAA didn't give. They didn't give. They didn't give. They didn't give. And then they got.
Yep.
And then now they're trying to put toothpaste back in the tube on a lot of things, be it NIL, be it transfer portal. They didn't give. They didn't budge on anything for the longest time. Then everything exploded, and now we're losing the reason that we had college athletics to begin with, which
Right.
was to have a student athlete. Student athlete.
Yep.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Yep.
I know that Tom Izzo went off on this. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
I'm going to get myself in trouble, but I listen to people talk of how kids changed. Kids aren't the problem. We're the problem. This was sprung on us again yesterday, where a guy can be in the G League for 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden he's eligible. Most of my people knew nothing about it. I don't think our commissioner. I mean, I'm not real excited about the NCAA or whoever's making these decisions without talking to us, just letting it go because they're afraid they're going to get sued. So you're right. I said this really bothers your coach if you're Michigan State fans. But if you want a silver lining in the cloud, I am going to call Magic tonight. I'm going to call Jaren Jackson, Miles, Gary, Max. You know, this just goes to show you how ridiculous people that are in power make decisions. I mean, you know, and I'm going to get killed because someone's going to say, well, if they go pro, it doesn't work out, shouldn't they be able to come back? Well, what about the freshman you recruited there? That's somebody's son. And he thinks he's got himself a good place, and then all of a sudden, shazam, they pull out of their hat and bring a 21 or 22-year-old in. To me, it's ridiculous. To me, it's embarrassing. And I love my job. I don't respect my profession. And I don't respect who's ever doing that. Whoever made those decisions, because they're afraid that a lawyer's going to sue them, sooner or later, you got to fight the fight.
That was harder than I thought. I mean, and Patrick said that he went off, and I read some of it in print, but hearing him talk about it,
yeah, that was a whole nother level.
In a gym full of reporters, so it wasn't like any kind of prepared statement. So
No.
this is the kind of Izzo that I love.
Oh yeah,
it's off the cuff.
Absolutely, and
It's
it's
off the cuff.
authentic. It's authentic. It's who he is, and he's
Right.
speaking to me. He was just speaking to like you said, why we have college athletics, why we
Yeah.
have college basketball, the integrity, the purpose, the reason behind developing young people into not only great athletes, but great people, great
Right.
young men. And like he mentioned, what do you do with the freshman that you recruited who thought he had a spot? I mean, he's not wrong. What I'm saying is the rule is allowing, or someone being afraid, like he mentioned,
Right.
of being too happy,
Right.
which was what we're seeing nowadays. But sometimes you're put in a position of power to be powerful, to make decisions that are hard, to stand by what a rule is, or to change the rule if it doesn't abide by the reason for, I don't know, the 10 Commandments of why it is you're doing what you're doing.
Right.
Change the rule.
Right, exactly. And some people might call me an old head for this. and I don't really care. But when Nick Saban and Tom Izzo, who are great friends, by the way, because they coached at Michigan State together, still great friends to this day. When those guys entered the coaching profession, it wasn't for money. The job and their surroundings all exploded in the time that they were coaches. And it went through a sea change. So they went into coaching knowing that, hey, we are there to develop young people to be professionals, because for Izzo is 97% of his roster. For Nick Saban, maybe 80% of his roster. They were not going to go see professional dollars. They were not going to be pros. They were going to be guys that they started recruiting at 16 years old. They walked into their house. They ate too many meals with mama, and they got them to sign in early February. Then they went, they developed them. They had hard days in the summer. They had to yell at them. And then next thing you know, they're on the NFL draft stage or the NBA draft stage. That is the world that Tom Izzo, that is the world that Nick Saban walked into.
Absolutely.
And as Nick Saban's already left, and Izzo, obviously, he's on the back nine of his career. I think that there are a lot of...
He's like putting on 18, dog.
there is a lot of...
And I love Tom Izzo, by the way.
Me too.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't love it. It's just like when this day and age, stuff like that, you're going to do that so many times. You're not going to put yourself in the ground earlier just because people don't want to, make the right call or abide by a rule or change a law to do something that makes sense for the betterment of college athletics.
Correct.
At some point, you're going to say, you know what? Y'all keep this. And I'm going to go to the beach.
Right.
Like Coach Saban did.
Exactly.
I'm going to go to the beach.
And now, Coach Saban mentioned this on the way out. He said that, and he talked about this plenty of times, that the conversations went from, how can I develop, to how much are you paying me and when can I play? And I'm sure that Izzo is getting a lot of the same things in the basketball realm as well. Hey, how much are you going to pay me? That's determining me to going there. Not can you build me up and be the next Magic Johnson, who he coached, and other guys like that. And
those days are. I mean, there's no loyalty. There's no loyalty right now. These college coaches are very frustrated. They're coming it is coming at them. They're taking L's every day. Even if they're winning games, they're taking L's. It is so difficult right now to coach at that level. It is so hard. I don't care if you are P4. I don't care if you're G7. I don't care what it is, the level that you're playing. You're either losing guys over here. You're trying to make guys at G5 level happy so they don't go to the P4. You got the P4s shifting around wherever they want to go. It's complete free agency. I mean, so now you add in the fact that a guy can go the G League route, pro.
Let's just call it what it is. They went pro.
He can go pro. And go back. What happened to don't bet on it? What happened to don't bet on it? What happened to all those posters that they had when we went to the NCAA basketball tournament? Don't do drugs. Don't bet. Don't go pro. Don't blink. Don't breathe. Don't talk. And now it's like, you know what? Do whatever you want.
Yes. The NCAA used to be this bastion of amateurism. Oh, we're amateur. We are the last line of defense here against the pros. Against the professionals.
We are it. This is the last true integrity. This is the pure for the love of the sport. And you know what? I bought into all that too. I'm like, this is why I love covering college sports. I love the high school level. Shoot, they're paying hght school kids. They know how to do taxes. They don't have a wallet.
I always thought it was crazy.
I hardly do taxes.
I thought it was crazy because a lot of those were tied to Olympic sports, obviously. That was crazy because a lot of when they call them Olympic sports, our swimmers, equestrians or whatever, they won a gold medal. They could not go take money from
insanity
Kleenex to go sponsor a brand. Missy Franklin, she became a professional because she wanted to go to Stanford, but she couldn't take any of the money. And so now, is it great now that I see Suni Lee be able to help Auburn try to win a national championship and win a gold medal and be on the cover of Sports Illustrated magazine? Is that great? Yes. Is letting a G League player come play college basketball, is that great? No.
We didn't do things that made sense. We didn't do things that made sense for so long. You guys, I was 4 years removed. No, 5 years. Might have been 6. 5 or 6 years removed from college sports. Okay, when I got a knock on my door. All right. Not really. I got a letter. Okay, but I had to put the letter.
The knock on the door sounds better. I'm going with that.
That said, we are retroactively paying student athletes who graduated prior to 2012, and we're paying them their cost of living, which, by the way, we didn't get anything. I mean, I was pretty much begging the cute boy down the road to get me Chipotle because they didn't give us anything. And your girl just had to have her Chipotle fix, okay? And I literally, we didn't have any money, okay? And I got the knock, and it was like, we're going to retro. At 20, I don't know, 7. I mean, I was like married. The NCAA wrote me a like $6,000 check.
Yeah.
That's how ridiculous, how dumb things were for so long.
Yeah.
They weren't paying us. They weren't giving us the cost of living expenses. So I
Right.
had rent. I had to eat. We got the dining hall. We got scholarships. I'm not saying I wasn't grateful.
Right.
I just lived the way that the system was set up to
Inside
live.
the bubble.
I can say this: we didn't leave campus during the Christmas break. It was like
Yeah.
it was like ghost
Right.
town, right?
Yeah.
So we would be there, and our coaches would give us $150 cash, okay, which we were allowed to have, by the way. So you can't retroactively try to turn me into whatever. I played like 2 games my entire senior year, okay. And they gave us $150, okay. We would take that to the mall, and we would get UGG boots, okay, for like $110, and then we would live off the other 40. I swear to God.
I can see Simone in the UGG store being like,
We would-
what's the taxes on this? Can I get lunch
That's
next
the
week?
only text I knew how to do to this day. I'd be like, okay, how am I going to spread this other $40, all that I have, over the week and a half that the little food, the food
the
court.
per diem? Is it-
Yeah.
Per diem.
Yeah, that's all we got, okay?
Yeah.
$150. I spent $110 on my UGG boots, okay?
Oh my God, bro.
Hang on a second. Let me do some quick math here. I can't do it in my head.
So I would have $40 from the per diem, right? No, we were
110
eating
into
PB&Js just so we could get those damn UGG boots. I swear to God.
Ladies and gentlemen, 73% of
They
that $150.
they weren't messing around in Ohio.
We're going to Uggs. We're going to Uggs.
Bro, this is God on God, as the kids say. And so then, at 27, 5 years into a full-time job,
Right.
2 years into marriage, then somebody's like, hey, we're going to send you $6,000 we should have given you in college to live off of.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for playing in our tournament. Thank you, ma'am, for
Exactly.
gracing our courts. And here's a little bit of the money back.
But we upheld amateurism.
Amateurism. That's what.
We made sure that you stayed true to amateurism.
And if you know, social
Hope you love
media
your
was a money making platform then. If you took a dime of the Zuck bucks
Oh, no.
at the time,
No.
you were gone. You were kicked
Yep.
off your team.
Don't bet on it.
You were kicked off your team. Don't bet on it. Don't take any money.
Now they're saying
Play
bet
the
on
sport.
everything. Bet on it all. Bet it all and bet on all of it.